Good morning, welcome to my house. This is Bree, for those of you that don't know me, and I recently moved into a new home with my 7 children. I'm a single mom of 7 children, and I've been wanting to tackle the playroom, but I have so many little ones that it's been very difficult. So they are gone for a few hours today, and 2 of the things that have been waiting to come in came in for the playroom to make it just kind of an extra special space. So I am really hoping that with the few hours I have, I can get this done. So here it is. Here is the playroom. I have already been working on it some this morning. I pulled a lot of boxes out of here that don't belong in here. And then I already started on the closet. Really, I've just used this so far as a holding place. This is not where everything is gonna stay. And as many of you know, when you move into a new space, you often have to totally rethink all of your organization. So I'm sure that I will need to buy some bins and baskets and things like that. But for now, my goal is to just kind of get everything put away, and then I'll know what I actually need to make it more accessible, more functional, and then get it set up comfortably so that the kids can play in here safely. All of these boxes is what I took out of here. And then these are empty already. I got the kids this really fun sun rug. I thought it would really brighten it up in there and just make it really fun, and it's super soft. And then I also got them one of these like floor couches that can be taken apart and played with like a fort. All the pieces come apart. The only thing is I really researched brands, and when I decided on this one, it's because it was way cheaper than like the Nugget or the Figgy, but it what I didn't realize is that it didn't Velcro together. So that's kind of a bummer, but I'm pleased with how thick the foam is, and I like the color that I picked. You know, sometimes colors can be funny off of Amazon or off your computer. They come a different color, but I'm pleased with it. And when I'm done with this space, I just am excited to have a place for especially the babies to play, so I need to make it baby proof as much as I can. One thing I want to do is, I just know that the babies will pull every single book off these bottom shelves, and I have built-in bookshelves in the living room, so I'd like to get most of these books put into the living room bookshelves so that I don't have to worry about that, and I'll probably just leave those empty while the babies are still little. Another thing is that I need to mount this shelf. It's from IKEA. I need to mount this to the wall, so I need to get this mounted so that it can't fall over on top of a child. Specifically, the babies are really good climbers. I had originally put a table and chairs in here for the kids to like do puzzles at and color at and do crafts at, but quickly realized that this would make this an unsafe room for the babies. The piano bench can actually be put under the piano, and so they haven't figured out how to pull it out yet. So it actually, that stays pretty safe for them. Okay, let's get to work. Here's a box of unpacked books. So like this North Carolina bird field guide will go in the other room. The Name of the Wind, have you ever read that? It's really, really good, but I wouldn't recommend it because it's a 3-part series and only 2 books have been written. And that was like over 10 years ago. He's never finished the 3rd book, so that's kind of heartbreaking because it's such a good story. All of these will stay in here. A few boxed sets that we haven't lost the boxes to, so I think I'm gonna put the boxed sets out there as well, just because they look nice, like Anne of Green Gables, Brambly Hedge. A lot of these books are actually books that our viewers purchased for us whenever we had to throw all of our books away because of mold. So I'm just so grateful that I have so many books for my kids to enjoy and for me to enjoy. The first thing I'm gonna do is just go through every shelf, and any book I want out there I'm gonna put in this bin, and then I'll leave the rest here, and then I'll organize them and move them up. I kind of have my own organizational system for how I like the books to be ordered. You know, like board books with board books, picture books together, chapter books, and then I do the chapter books by like series and then also by level. So that's just how I keep them organized so that they're easy to find. We have Little Women, Moby Dick. I'm not sure where Moby Dick came from. I've never read it. We have this really beautiful Peter Rabbit series, so we'll put that in there. Isn't it true that if you start one project, you're always going to probably have to work on another one? I haven't done anything with these shelves. We've just stuck stuff up there like as a holding place. One of the ways that works for me to organize is to literally, like, if I know something's going to go in this area, I'll just put it on here. I won't necessarily put it the way it's going to be. I just put it on here because maybe I don't know yet. Look, a knife. Maybe I don't know yet exactly how I want this to look or function, but I do know what I want here. So I'll just put things here, and then as I figure out how it's going to work the best, then I will change it. But if I were to try to figure that out right now with everything, like where are these computers gonna go? Like where are these cords gonna go? How do I want the books to look? Which books do I want where? If I tried to figure that out right now, I would be so overwhelmed I wouldn't do the job. So instead, I'm just gonna move this stuff onto the couch, put the books up here, quickly find a place for these things, which I actually know I want these down here. I just need some child blocks down there first. Yeah, so that's just a little tip. Just put things where you want them and then organize them later. Because you may need bins, you may need baskets, you may need things to make it organized and you don't have them yet. So one thing I do know though is that if I come across a novel, I'll put it on the same shelf as other novels, even if that's not where it's going to end up. If I come across poetry, I'll put it on the same shelf as poetry. Homesteading books, same shelf. Bibles, spiritual books, theology books, same shelf. So things like that. And it may be that I compound them into similar shelves eventually. I just found something cute. Joyful was making a treasure hunt the other day, and I just found one of her clues. I think we had to leave or something before they could finish. I'm gonna put it back though in case she wanted to do it. It says snug house warm, fire candle, stick on the mantle. So that's pretty obvious. It's not a difficult glue. Good start on the shelves. Now I'm gonna take some box out to the garage, and y'all, the garage is crazy right now. The kids of course have been out there playing, and I don't mind. I mean, it is like a huge mess because they've been in there playing, but it has kept them happy on many a rainy day. I'll show you what they've been up to. Okay, this may look like a mess to you, and it is, but this is actually a very complicated system of tunnels and forts. Can you see it? There's a tunnel. There's a fort. See the blanket? Looks like that's somebody's fort because I can see the pillow. Here's a tunnel. And this is my new pile of boxes. They'll be excited to have more tunnels and forts to build. See ya. This could really stress me out, that big old mess, but instead I'm gonna look at it like a blessing, because honestly it has afforded me so many hours to work and to get stuff done because they've been in there so happily playing. And when the time comes to clean it up, they'll help me. We'll just break down all these boxes and get them out of here. If there's any tip I can give you in being a parent, or even just in life in general, anytime you can, in a healthy way, turn something that's stressing you out into a non-problem, you'll just be happier. You'll have more energy, you'll be less stressed out. So as a mother, that huge pile of work in there could super stress me out, but turning it into a blessing just really helps me. And then just like compartmentalizing, being like, I can deal with that room another day. Right now, I'm dealing with this room. The next step here is to get these books moved up. I would like to use some of these lower shelves, I think, for some of our toys that are in closed bins that the babies can't open yet. Like toys like these little stacking blocks. Whenever I organize, I always buy bins with locks on the side, with clear bins with handles. Because one, you can see what's in there, and two, it can stay shut. Here's another little organizational tip. Anytime I find a Tupperware lid or like a bin lid or a handle, I have a bin. I don't have that yet here, but I have a bin that I put it in. So when I went to move, I actually was able to reconfigure quite a few bins because I had a little thing full of handles and a big bin full of lids, and I really came out with only like 2 bins that didn't have lids. So that was really cool. And I remembered I had a handle in my closet. So look, here's what I mean. Here's our bin for our little planks that we play with, but it's only got 1 handle, which means I have to keep it out of the baby's reach because they will be able to open that and dump it out. But I just found another handle. So then I just pop this back on there. Boom. Baby proof for now. A lot of times when they get to the age where they can open those bins, either at an age where you can teach them not to. Now I'm gonna start the process of consolidating these books. We'll put them at the level of the child that is reading them so they can reach them. Now have to climb the shelves to get them. Okay, let me show you where I'm at with my process. I have the sections organized and the books that I have ready, they're on the shelves in those sections. Now, as I went through each section that just got thrown up there when we first moved, I started making piles of series, books in series, and books that need to go up to the girls' room or go in the other room. We've got Roald Dahl, we've got these missionary books, Secret of the Hidden Scrolls, The Magic Tree House. We've got our American Girl books. I like the old ones, I don't really love the new ones. We have the Dear America books, lots of Boxcar Children, so Nancy Drew. The reason I'm showing you this is because if I had tried to organize and put those on the shelves at the same time that I was going through the books, it would have been too much for me. I would have been overwhelmed. So I just made piles as I went, and now I feel like my brain is free enough that I can just start putting them on the shelves. And that's just how I like to do things, just in little bits, little steps, so that I'm not overwhelmed by the whole process. Isn't it lovely? Totally organized. I have homeschool stuff all up here. Then we have chapter books all here, and then it starts into series, so the series all stay together. Then we have board books, and then all of our picture books. You know that point in a project where you just have to make a much bigger mess in order to organize and clean things up? I feel like that's where we started this video, and now we're bringing things together. Things are finding a place, so that feels really good, especially because I only have a couple more hours. And I really want the kids to come home and see this space and be excited about it. So we're getting there. I was sitting here putting books away, and I opened this cabinet here. This is the one in my living room. And what do I see? I was like, what? Because Grace has a dog. We'll introduce her sometime. I was like, what is that? One of my kids put that there knowing I was gonna open that cabinet at some point and be like, oh, there's dog poop in the cabinet. How did that even get there? But thankfully it's just plastic dog poop. I think one of them got it at a white elephant exchange over Christmas. Kids crack me up. They make my life so much more interesting than I can make it by myself. My next big job to tackle to make this room work and make it functional and make it safe for the babies is to organize all of our toys. So in our family, we have, like, the kids have their own toys and that goes in their own spaces. But we also have a lot of family toys, like Magna-Tiles, any kind of like building blocks pretty much, unless it was like a special birthday gift. Some of the kids have some of those. Puzzles, craft stuff. We have a lot of games in this family. We like to play games, and the kids are at an age where they can initiate and play games amongst themselves. I don't always have to do it with them. So I want to make sure and get these put in a place where they're accessible to the older kids, but not accessible to the babies to tear out. Thankfully, this closet has doors. I will baby-proof those so they can't open them, because turns out in this house, they have been able to open all the doors. So I recently got these little things here. because they just whack that down. They just swat it and the door opens. So now they can't do that. And the older kids, we just lift it up and open the door, but the babies haven't figured that out yet. Once they do, you can buy another one to put on top, and then what you do is you push a button and then you can open it. So I will just put those on these closet doors, and then it'll be totally baby proofed, so whatever goes in there, we can keep away from the babies. We call them the destructive duo because, man, they are so destructive because they are toddlers and into everything and so curious, and it's really cute, but we gotta keep them safe and our stuff safe. So I'm gonna pull out now and put into a bin what I'm gonna take over to my office. This is like erasers, envelopes, pencils. This is funny. This is what happens when you move. Things just get stuck places. These little snot suckers from when the babies were little. Another quick tip, and this is kind of just a funny one, is make sure you eat. So a lot of times I will want to push through and not eat anything when I have a lot going on because I don't want to take the time. And what I find is that I end up getting like more overwhelmed, more stressed out, and like just want to quit. Whereas if I'll take a little break and eat something, I will be rejuvenated, have more energy, I'll be able to think more clearly, and I'll do a better job, and I won't quit my project. Before I get into the next phase of this room, I'm going around and picking up trash off the floor, throwing it in the trash, picking up little toys I find that got just out of their bins somehow. I just set a basket over here so that as I find things that I know have a place, but I don't know where that place is yet, just put them in the basket. I have my piles organized. This is everything that needs to fit in this room, and then also I do have a section over here of things that need to go out of this room. That's a box of toys that will stay out of the closet. And I know that because those are the toys in the baskets that we had in the living room of our other house. And they were just like, they were the toys the babies could play with, but they were also my catch-all baskets for easy cleanup. So I just keep a basket like this in the living room, and now I'll probably have one in here and the living room for quick cleanup. I want the house to feel and look tidy, but I don't have time to put every single thing away where it goes. The kids don't have the time to do that either. We just, boom, clean it up really quick. Ideally, yes, we would put everything away every time in its home, but what I have learned is that if you try to do everything ideally, you never get it done. And so good enough is often even better. You create a space that is welcoming and warm in just a few minutes, and you're able to move on. And then you can do bigger organizing cleaning days another time. We are looking good in here. I'm really pleased with how I've utilized these shelves. I decided to go ahead and put some of these bins that the babies can play with in here for now, just while I'm figuring out a few more things, but then they're just out of my way and I can carry on. Here's what happens when you move really quickly or you're not super organized when you move. You have little pieces of toys in a million spots. So I'm gonna sit and organize these now. A lot of these toys are my boys, and so I have a box here. Anything that I know has a spot in here, I will put into these bins. And since I know that everything has a place, I'll just throw it in the bins and then I'll be able to put the bins away. You can reverse that. Some people would have done this first and then put their bins away, but I didn't even know where they were gonna go. And so it actually made my brain feel more clear in order to do this, to have a spot for everything first. So let's take all the lids off. See how quickly I'm able to move because everything's just sitting right here and I can just dump things where they go. And like something you'll see me sitting here is because I know that they're baby toys and that they'll go in this baby toy basket. Do you remember what this looked like when we started? Full of boxes. There are a few boxes in the closet. Okay, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna get a shelf, like a cubicle shelf, kind of like this. I cute one. I'll put it on this side, and then all the craft stuff will go in there. But I don't have it yet, so we're just gonna do that, give it a spot. That's where it's going anyway. I'm ready to clean this room, do some sweeping, do some vacuuming, do some mopping, do some wiping down of things. And then I get to put the fun stuff in here. Let me tell you something. I always wondered how people got in 10,000 steps that were just like home all day. They weren't like going on a walk or like exercising or, you know, walking around their yard doing stuff. And I realize now it's just because I've always had a really small house. I definitely get in 10,000 steps a day. I got in 10,000 steps just looking for my broom. Did not find the dustpan. Oh my gosh, I love this rug. It's very inexpensive on Amazon. And it already has the non-stick back on it. Where are they? I know there's handles on here somewhere. There it is. So, yeah, no one can call me an interior designer, but I really don't want to cram this room full of stuff. I want to keep it pretty sparse because I want it to be easy to clean up. And I want to keep it pretty open to just play in. I'm excited for them to see it. I love that rug. Isn't that fun? With that turquoise couch. I think it makes it super fun. If you guys want, I can link both of those in the comments on Amazon, or I got them both from Amazon. Hi! Oh, do you have anything cool to show me?
Why is there so much laundry?
Because there's so much people. Mwah. There's so much people.
Ready? High five. Look.
Can you?
High five. There's a high five. Okay.
Welcome home. Are you so happy to be home? I love you. Hi. All right, go open the door and go in.
Thank you. This is so good.
What do you think, Roy? What do you think?
This carpet actually matches them. This carpet matches them. We have to play Willy Wonka. Go for it.
We're not gonna get anything out yet.
Okay, let him put that back.
Wait, I want to see the babies play on it before you build a fort. Oh yeah, when your kitchen gets here, it'll be even better. I just left it at the other house on accident. I'll go get it soon. Do you like being able to see all your toys, Truly?
I know, it's so good. Okay. Well, let me turn it on for you.
Did you see her dancing?
Oh, is it out of battery? Say, uh-oh. Say it's all out of battery. We got our own couch to jump on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then our own... Water, can I show you something cool? Uh-huh. Watch.
It comes apart and you can build a
And
fort.
it folds in half too, so you can make forts out of it. Oh, give me this. Give me this. Get out of the way.
Do you like
Thank you.
Did you find your baby doll? Do you want to get your baby doll, Roy? Let's get your baby doll. Oh, I like it.
I can jump on it. Let's make a jump. Never want to. You're saying you want to. Yeah, but you had to. Hey, Mom, guess what? We sat down here and she was holding the baby. Patient.
Lulu, what are you doing? Are you stuck? Oh, you got it.
And you can't help it. Get what?
Rory. Let's not throw our toys.
He's too tall.
Okay, hop up. If you're not gonna help, at least get up, okay?
They can't
Here,
watch.
you come out from behind there. Oh, baby's on it. We can move it with them on it. Here, move out of the back. Move out of the back.
Okay.
Yay!
Okay, I'll say
Yay, it's the perfect baby couch. Whew. That was a lot of excitement. Okay, I still have quite a bit of work to do, so I'm gonna let them watch a show. I'm gonna start some dinner, finish my laundry, and then we will have the evening together to just hang out. Thanks for joining me. I hope you had as much fun seeing their excited responses as I did. We'll see you in the next video. Found it. Definitely another 10,000 steps.